Hello everybody and welcome to the entertainment headquarters and welcome to another trailer reaction. And this trailer reaction is for a brand new upcoming independent horror film coming to us from A24 Studios and Sony Pictures. And it is directed and being co-written by Michael and Andy Philippou, who are two amazing young upcoming Australian horror film directors. Their first film came out in 2023 called Talk to Me. It was a really interesting film about basically possession and the addictions of a scenario where they were using this form of being possessed as like a way of getting high until things went horribly wrong and other things started to transpire. It was such an interesting and unique concept. And here they are back again with their second film called Bring Her Back. So let's take a look at Bring Her Back. So, Bring Her Back, like I say, is directed by Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou. It's also been co-written with Bill Hintzman, and it stars Sally Hawkins, Billy Barrett, and Olga Miller. And the concept behind this particular film is a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. So, very intriguing, and I have been looking forward to this trailer. I was actually reminded that this trailer had dropped by my good friend Omni, who was a huge fan of A24 and these particular new young upcoming directors. So let's have a look at Bring Her Back.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't. This is their new sister and brother, Oliver. Oliver lost his family just like you guys. Needed someone that could give him special care. Listen, I've got to tell you a secret. Listen. It's like a little angel. It's a beautiful angel. It does beautiful things. Listen. 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 Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death. It's working! We can bring her back. Listen.
Very intriguing. Very intriguing. First and foremost, let's talk about the state of horror right now. Me and Omni, my friend, who obviously reminded me that this film was dropping, well, the trailer was dropping for this film, we were having a bit of a discussion about the state of horror. Now, when Blumhouse first started, they were really good. They were bringing out some really intriguing, unique, original horror content. all of a sudden they've become the Disney of horror, bringing these mediocre, oversaturated reboot and remakes and continuations of long favorite franchises with no heart, no meaning, and just terrible stuff. Halloween Kills was a disappointment. The Exorcist Believer was a disappointment, and don't even get me started on Night Swim and Imaginary. They were just rubbish. Then you get the likes of Neon, this young, fresh production studio that's coming up with these original concepted ideas. The same with A24, this independent, fresh production company that makes their movies on a medium-sized budget, and you can tell they feel that way, but it works perfectly for what they're trying to deliver on screen. And like you say, this film, Bring Me Back, is being produced and distributed by both Sony and A24. And the great thing I love about this is the concept of the two people behind it that have a love of horror and have a love of original, authentic, independent horror. Because Michael and Danny Philippou, they started a YouTube channel in Australia called Raka Raka that gained a huge following. And I think a combination of their hard work and maybe potential crowdfunding and then help with finally getting their distribution deals, they were able to bring us Talk to Me, which did really well. And now they're bringing us this other very interesting, unique concept of an original, refreshing horror story. Now it looks eerie, it looks, it looks unsettling, it looks in many ways a little bit disturbing at parts, which I'm quite enjoying. And that's what I'm liking about these two particular directors, is that they don't go out there just to give you jump scares, or their films don't look overly clean looking. Like you look at the likes of Night Swim or Imagine, they look too clean. You like a little bit of grit and a little bit of dirt and a little bit of looking scary and hideous when you watch your horror films. But the great thing about these two directors as well, their stories in the first film that did Talk to Me, it wasn't all about scaring you, it was about telling a character's story, but with the horror elements helping you progress that particular story of the lead character in that film. And I've got a funny feeling that is how they like to manufacture their movies. It's character and story before the horror. And I think the horror intensifies the story that you're trying to tell on screen. And I'm hoping that this is another movie that's going to deliver that from these two particular directors. As for the cast, Sally Hawkins, I've loved her in a number of movies. I do think she's very, very talented. And so by the looks of things in this, she's gonna be quite fun to watch with whatever she's delivering with us on screen. But definitely has me interest, definitely is curious. The only thing I would say that might be a negative is that it does mention Talk to Me, the way the writing's on the screen, the way it looks and feels. It could be considered maybe a sister film to Talk to Me. I don't know if it's meant to be connected to Talk to Me, but it feels as like it's from the same world. Now, if it is, that'll be all fun. But it also could be seen as a negative that not everybody might like their directing style or their storytelling, ways of how they bring their films together. And they might have to try and make things slightly different and unique going forward if this film you know, looks and feels the same as Talk to Me. But I still thought Talk to Me was a refreshing movie. Like I say, it was more about the character and the character story, with the horror driving the story forward. And I'm assuming this is going to go down the same way. But so far, I'm intrigued. It looks interesting. Like I say, it does look eerie. It looks, disturbing in some ways. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But that's just my opinion of Bring Me Back, Talk to Me, in the state of horror right now. Let me know in the comments below what you currently think of the state of horror, what you think of this particular film, how it looks, how it feels. And have you heard of the brothers, Michael and Danny Philippou, and what's your opinion of them? Let me know in the comments below. But like I always say, please like, share, and subscribe to Entertainment Headquarters. And of course, keep on enjoying your movies. Keep on enjoying all things entertainment. And I'll catch you all at the next one.